Yeah.
Bigger house to sneak away from.
Yeah.
We could always throw him out on his Halo game or whatever he plays. I don't know what it is. Nina, did you get any of that fixed, or did you just give up on us? Danielle is off at the, she knows this pretty well, Danielle, but where's she gone? She's just stepped out for a minute.
Nina was also asking about a participant list, but I think that she can't see it. I don't believe I could see it until you made me whatever you made me.
All right.
I don't think that they can see the list of people.
I could probably make that prominent, Nina, but we would all have to leave the room again. I'm pretty sure in Zoom, like that, those were some of the background features
that you could have, yeah.
And what I can do tonight, Nina, is because we've had like 190 in the room this morning.
Wow, nice.
Which is kind of cool. Right now there's 35, but I mean, I just kicked everybody out of the room, so they'll have to come back in again. But we've been doing pretty good for people coming. But yeah, I hear you, Nina. It'd be nice to see the other people in the room, right? So I'm going to go in and see in the webinar settings if I can change that. I could always kick you all out, and then if I did find the change, and then have you come back in. There's so many settings. Oh my goodness.
I wouldn't do it.
I know.
Leave it alone.
Let's leave it alone for today.
That's just me.
Right now, Nina, we have 38 in the room. Just 38. But when I closed the room up, before that, we had 179. That was at 12 o'clock. Yeah, I know. We've, well, typically, Nina, I have 200 to 300 registrants. We had 2,200 this season. So like right out the wall, we had a lot of, so that's cool. My new game plan worked. Got more of yous here. Out the wall, it's probably not it's probably a Tanya, like truism is like a Tanya saying. Ask Alice, I say these sayings that don't make any sense at all. Like instead of how
they do make sense. They're unusual, but they make sense.
They're the wrong words. Like instead of why did the chicken cross the road, I would be saying, why did the cat go across the railroad track, right? None of it makes any sense, but it all does make sense if you think of it. Think about it. What was my game plan, Nina? My game plan was to increase my sales this year. And it worked. Yeah, I got more of you guys here. I got 2,200 registrants instead of 300. So yeah, it's working. Yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. Really good. It's great to see. Well, no, not rich because most of them are free tickets that came in, but they're registrants. Because all of my speakers got to bring some of their people in for free. So Brandy, you leveled up. That's a good word. I like that, leveled up. Upgrade's such a boring thing, you know. Level up. I love that. I might just take that, Brandy. I like it. But fact of the matter is, Nina, it's just getting the word out to all the VAs. There's so many VAs out there that don't have any clue on how to get up and running. And this is a really cheap way for them to learn a lot about the industry And even like the last webinar we had with Alicia, like just to sit there and chat someone up. Maybe I'll do that at the end of the thing where if you guys got questions, just whatever you didn't get answered, maybe we'll chat it up and get those questions answered. Chief Chaos Tamer, is that your title? That's cool. Do you guys have titles? Because mine's, let me hear if you've got your titles. I love that one though. That one's cool. So Alice, where are you right now? You traveling?
No, I'm at home. I'm in my office, which is
are you?
It's just on a different floor.
How are you liking that? Is that nice?
I love it, actually. Yeah. Well, because because I'm in an apartment now, right? So I didn't have the dedicated space, and so it's nice to have that back. It's also nice to have it outside of the actual home too, which before I had a home office. But it's just I feel like I can focus and break up my day, and I come in here, and when I come into here, I know what I'm gonna do. Like I have to have a plan, otherwise I'm gonna goof off and do nothing.
Where at home, you can easily goof off. Alice just, if you guys are wondering, Alice just got her own office, just in the same building, but it's a separate office where she has to get out of her PJs and go.
A bachelor suite, but the best thing about it is I live in a fairly tall building. So on the one side, I have in Vancouver is very beautiful. We have water, we have mountains. So I have the view from the apartment from the 46th floor on one side, and now I'm actually facing your mountains from the office from the 31st floor. So
that's nice.
I love views, so I'm a sucker for this. So it's like that's one of the best parts.
I know you've got a beautiful view.
I
miss my view a bit, the ocean view. I mean, we've got a nice view here.
Oh, I know. I don't know how you're.
Well, I can see the river, and we've got a really nice view from here. We can
actually you do. That's right. Yeah.
But in the other side, if I sit at the front, I got the mountains. But it's still never going to be the same as the ocean view. You know, that was spectacular. Do all of you guys work in your home office, or do you have your own office, or do you do any of those workspaces, those co-op spaces or anything?
Do you have a hashtag for this? I'm just putting something on.
Yeah. It's VAVS. VAVS. And don't even go there, Alice.
I know. I figured it was that, but
I remember, I got to tell you guys this funny story. Well, you said something when I first started this hashtag VAVS. Okay, guys. Alice, Smart Alec, went, how did you go? It was just like, it sounds like not vagina, but your VAVS, it's your.
I don't think that was,
that's how I took it.
I don't think that was me. I think you brought that up. There was another thing about the way you wrote VA networking that your handwriting.
But it was just like now, every time I write, I think of something silly like that. And it's just like, no, it's VAVS. Barbara, you have a home office, a den in your house. Yeah, I made one of the bedrooms into my office too. So it's like I'm going into my own little place. But Alice, with 3 kids, like you wouldn't be able to make one of the rooms into an office.
No. But I like it. This is lots of space and totally. And I need to use the space better. It was just since the summer, and I'm full of excuses, of course, but it was traveling a lot in the summer and September. So November is going to be an at-home time, and December, so get into it more.
I'm trying to think when I travel next. I think it's not for a while. March. I don't think I'm going anywhere till March. I haven't been doing much traveling this year. Not been having luck at the airports.
Not luck at the airports. What are you doing?
Well, I get layovers and silly things, and it's just by the time I'm done, like just trying to, if I try to go east, like Atlanta, you're that way. I don't know what airline you take, but whenever I end up, it's like 15 hours to get there, and it's just I'm beat.
No, I always pick the shorter flight. I don't care if I have to pay more.
Yeah.
Not going to have.
Well, I don't like layovers either, right? Because as soon as I get a layover, it's like 15 minutes to get somewhere and I'm in a panic already. But I don't know if they have a straight one rate to Atlanta, do they?
Delta does only in the summertime. And it was super. I usually did take it in the summer. It was super expensive this summer. Actually, all flights were expensive all year to Atlanta. I don't know why.
That's odd, eh?
Or maybe elsewhere too, but I particularly noticed it for that.
Well, I'm going to have to go up to Terrace soon to visit my son because that's where he is.
Oh, and you're going to fly? That's probably going to be a really expensive flight too, because fly anywhere in Canada and pay too much.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's about $150 if you watch it, like, which isn't too bad. Return. No, I don't know if that's return. It might be. But yeah, Kathy, Nina, I don't know if Nina's around. Nina is the person that I found out about the word virtual assistant. I was researching working from home as a secretary, and up popped Nina's website that she was a virtual assistant. And I thought, what the heck is that? And that's how I found out. And there's a good link. She's got some resources there on 101 ways to use a virtual assistant. So Nina's been around a lot longer than me, and she's older than me. I'm teasing you, Nina. I'm so mean today. What is getting into me? Oh my goodness.
I was trying to be mean to you.
Oh, were you?
You're really old, so Nina must.
Well, compared to you,
I'm just kidding.
Compared to you, you're such a youngin'.
Oh yeah. I feel like I'm catching up to you, which is weird too. I feel like my niece, I visited her the other day and she's 25 now. And I'm like, I feel like you're catching up to me. I know that's impossible, but it feels like you are.
Yeah. Now you just catch up to us, right, Nina? We hit a certain age and then it's just, boom, everybody's catching up now. Oh, Nina, you're youngin'. Well, it seems like a long wait here. Waiting till the top of the hour. Usually I don't sit in here, but I was just sitting here. At least it's sunny out today. Is it sunny there, Alice?
Yes, it's beautiful now. It's supposed to be nice this weekend. Do you know Trish Lindamood? I don't know. She's coming to visit this weekend, actually.
Is she?
Be nice weather.
I'm not sure if I've met her in person now or not. Like all the
I
online.
think I've only met her in person once, actually.
Yeah, I can't remember. That's funny because, well, how long is she coming up for?
Friday till Tuesday.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Yeah. Guess we're going to go to some Halloween parties. That's all we planned so far. We'll see. The weather's supposed to be nice, so I guess I'll kind of play it by ear and see.
Speaking of Halloween, Alice used to have the best Halloween parties ever. What are you guys dressing up as for Halloween? We got invited to a block party, Alice, which we're probably going to go to because I really love my neighbors, believe it or not. And I always dress up. But Marv, I'm not dressing up. It's just, oh no, like you have to dress up when you're going to a Halloween party.
Come on.
So he says, well, maybe I could wear my overalls and go as a motorcycle mechanic. And I go, that's what you are. You can't go as a motorcycle mechanic.
I think that's acceptable. He doesn't want to dress up. That's like at least there's some effort. Not everyone will know. Or actually, if it's your neighborhood, a lot of people won't know, right?
Well, I said at least put the black cape on over top of the overalls and go as a bad mechanic.
Oh, wow.
But we'll see. I'll see if I can push him a little bit to do something like that. But I'm excited because my whole house is decorated this year. I've never decorated the house.
Oh.
And it's because the kids are coming up for Halloween, so that'll be nice.
Do you know if your neighborhood's busy? Like, have you talked to anybody?
People are decorated around here.
Yeah.
So they said they can get anywhere from 90 to 200 kids.
Wow, that's a lot.
I know. And I've already bought the candy and we've already ate it. So I got to buy more.
Oops.
Is Danielle back in yet? Let's just see. I have 3 panelists. Oh, I know what I got to do. Yes, she is. Wow, Danielle, that still hasn't converted. That webinar. 88%.
Yeah, it takes a while.
Yeah, and I forgot to edit
it. In the cloud or on your computer?
It's on my computer, but I also put it in the cloud too. So I'm not worried about it. Danielle, do you have the last 2? I know I have the rep in the cloud anyway, so I'm not going to worry about them. Someone's a new VA insider. I just got a ding.
Oh,
I know. We're getting lots of VA insiders. I'm so excited for our next coaching session at the VA Insiders because we're going to have a whole slew of new people in there and it'll be a lot of fun. I may have to add an extra coaching session. I don't know if Danielle's here yet. She went out into a corn maze last night. I want to do a corn maze.
She might be lost, but she never came back.
Yeah. No. She got lost and never came back. No, she got her white shoes dirty, so she had to go get new shoes or something to clean them.
I went to get a toothbrush.
Is that what you did? You forgot your toothbrush?
No, for my shoes.
Oh.
Wasn't expecting to do a corn maze on my trip.
Well, I have never done that. I'd like to do one. I don't know which is a good one around here to do.
There's a lot, but I don't know what's good. We grow a lot of corn around here.
I'm just bringing up. I'm just doing some stuff in the background. I'll be there in a second.
Okay.
Okay. I have to bring the recorder up so she can record.
I'm looking at your hashtag on Instagram. And when I click through, I see what the picture is, but I just saw a topless man. That's one of the posts. But it looks like they're in a hot place. It's 2 men and a young girl. They're eating at a table, but I'm guessing their shirts off because it's hot out. It's not a picture.
Now I have to look.
and then 2 girls with their Snapchat. But the rest are yours.
You're so evil. Such an evil friend.
How dare they hijack your hashtag?
Yeah, there is a whole bunch of people.
The top ones, yeah, because those are the top posts. So those ones have lots of likes. But if you go to recent, you'll see all yours. If you're on Instagram.
Yeah. Wonder what theirs represents. guess I could go in and look. It's probably some looks like a clothing line or something.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to get a more unique one. Every hashtag is or you have to make it really long.
It's funny, Danielle, that I can't record to the cloud with this other computer.
I said for the 20th time, you can only have one cloud recorder.
Oh, that's right. Okay, we're just about ready. I'm going to stop sharing so Alice can get her presentation up there.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I didn't realize we're getting so close to time.
That's all right. So what am I going to do? Share my screen now or?
Yeah.
Or my slideshow. Okay, so it's showing the slideshow, right? And I will make it show.
Oh, that looks lovely.
And watch me get lost though, as I always do.
Now,
My boring plain slides, I've started to love just doing these because
I love them.
Focus on the content and it's easy. Like, I mean, yes, it's nice for people to have pictures, but hey, you're here to listen to me, not look at my slides.
You know, when I was looking at your slides earlier, I thought, oh, that's so smart because I spend so much time looking for a picture.
Yeah.
And
I always did too, but.
What a waste of time, really, you know?
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to hire a virtual assistant or somebody to make your slides, perhaps. But yeah.
Perhaps.
So why complicate it?
Yeah.
Which will be a theme of my presentation. I don't ever want things to be complicated.
And we'll take Q&A at the end, right, Alice? That works for you?
Or
do you want to watch it?
Will I be able? I think I should be able to see where's in chat or Q&A.
I would go Q&A because the chat
Q&A,
would be.
I can have the. You guys can't. That's not. You guys can't see that I have the Q&A open, right? You
No.
Slideshow. Okay, I'll leave it open and so I guess if it's relevant to what we're talking about, and
Yeah.
please don't be offended if I think it might not fit in quite what we're talking about. So we will answer them at the end for sure.
Yeah, if it's not relevant, we might not even answer it. But
my favorite color is red, if anybody is wondering that question.
I didn't even know your favorite color.
Yeah.
I should know these things.
I thought I didn't have a favorite color, but then I saw a few red things recently. Like I thought I was above having a favorite color anymore, but then I realized red is still my favorite color.
I loved red. That's why I had red glasses and stuff for a while and stuff.
Yes, I have some red glasses.
My color's green now.
Ah, green has always been one of the top ones for me as well.
I got green winter boots, bright green.
Oh, wow.
Because Facebook knows exactly what I want.
Oh.
And Facebook just pulled me in to buy these green boots. Okay. I think we're all ready. Alice, I'm going to introduce you. And are we at the top of the hour? Yes, we are.
I think so.
So Danielle, we're all recording. And I think she is, so that's all good. I'm just going over my checklist and then I will introduce you. All righty. Welcome, everyone. We've got Alice Siva with us speaking today on how to turn content into clients. She's a noted content marketing and has been marketer and has been.
You know what? I think the word expert is missing there. And my fault.
Sorry, a noted expert content marketer.
Right.
Yeah. And has been a quality ready to publish content provider since 2006. She understands online business owners need more practical, high value content with private label rights that actually help grow business. And with a background as a ghostwriter, copywriter, and teacher who happens to be fully immersed in the world of content marketing, she has a good understanding of what makes content useful, both for the consumer and the business owner who publishes that content. And Alice's mission is to create valuable content that will grow your reputation, build your list, and boost your bottom line. And I'm thrilled to have you speaking with us again, Alice. Alice is one of my dear friends here in Vancouver area. And I think I've known you since however old your second son is now. I'm not sure. 16 years. Wow. Okay, well, I'm going to let you take the microphone here, Alice, and get rolling. And thanks for speaking with us.
I will grab the microphone.
Yes, stand up to the podium.
Everybody, and thank you so much for coming. And I think you kind of got a little bit of background about what I'm all about. I want to spend this time helping you guys create a simple but effective plan to make content work for you. As a virtual assistant or a freelancer, whatever, and as you know, you just heard that I used to be a ghostwriter. So I've been in your shoes where I'm providing services, trying to grow the client base and do all that. You wear so many hats in your business. You provide the services, you do the marketing, and VAs are often, I think, because you help others and you do that, you're also often, and that's not everybody, notorious for not getting help in your own business, right? Like just taking care of everything, but you're wearing so many hats. So I would always encourage you to get help, whether it's with your content marketing, your bookkeeping, all those things that, maybe you could take off your plate. But whether you do that or not, I still want to help you come up with a simplified plan to make content work for you, because it might be something that you leave off, till later because you're so busy with client work or doing things. But when you set up a content marketing plan and you do it according to what I'm going to teach you, it'll be working for you when you're not, because you've probably been in the situation before where you're so busy with clients and suddenly the work dries up, but you have nothing in place to keep new clients and new prospective clients coming in. So I'm hoping that we can change that for you. So this is my goal through this presentation, is that I believe you need your marketing and your content marketing specifically to be effective, long-lasting, reusable, and low maintenance. I think those sound good for a virtual assistant, right? A busy person who needs this to be working for her without a lot of maintenance and for the long term. So let's take a look at how content can do this for you. Create a marketing plan which is all those 4 things. So content is effective. I'm probably preaching to the choir, but for many of you, but I think that many will know that content is a great way to show your expertise, right? So if you are knowledgeable in your subject area, it's a great way to show that and give clients confidence to hire you. It's also a great way to help people realize when they have a problem and you help them solve it through the content. And part of the solution is hiring you. So it's a way to open starting point, one-way dialogue with your potential clients, right? They're reading this, they're learning, they're seeing that you know what you're talking about, and they want to work with you. Content is long-lasting, because when you have things on your website, and if they're getting that's always there for you, you can always be driving traffic to it, and we're going to talk about that later on in the presentation as well. These are things that a lot of people approach their content marketing as a one-off thing. They'll post it to social media and then forget about it, and in the case of social media, it often is gone, right? Because after a few hours or a few days, depending what platform it's on, it basically loses effectiveness. But I'm going to show you ways to ensure that the content continues to work for you, and something you make today will still work for you from years from now. Content is reusable, and that's part of what I was just saying, how it's long lasting when you know how to reuse it. So don't just post something to social media and forget about it. that piece of content that you posted there can be used in so many different ways. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later, about repurposing and reusing your content so it's always working for you. Content is low maintenance. Yes, it takes work to put the content in, but if you focus on evergreen content, and sometimes you will do things that are more topical because you can get more traffic and you can get more interest at a certain time of year or things like that. But basically, it's out there. And if you keep track of everything that you have, it's always there for you. It can be updated easily if it needs to be, but better yet, write stuff that doesn't need to be updated very much at all. So, as a little tip before we kind of get into creating a simple content marketing plan for yourself, is that it's not a mistake. It's because you should do both these things that I'm about to talk about, but the second one is more important. So it says on the screen, as you guys can see, it says you can teach your clients how to do what you do. So say you do web development or something like that. You can teach about that and you can show them how to do that. But it's much better to teach them how to leverage what you do. So if you're a web developer, then you want to teach them how to get traffic or to use that. Or say you're a ghostwriter. In my case, I was a copywriter as well. So I would write content for people, but then I would create the pieces of content, but the information I would give them would show them how to use that content to get clients and customers and things like that. So you can give them that information, and then when they want that content or they need that website developed, they know they can come to you to do what you just taught them. Because a lot of times we do a lot of transactional and basic things for our clients, but they serve a higher purpose for their business, right? So yes, it's blog posts, but those blog posts can sell products, they can grow mailing lists, they can build traffic, they have so many different purposes. And your clients need to know how to be able to do that. So focus more on that if you want clients. If you have other products, maybe you have ebooks, say you are a web developer, but people can hire you, or they can take their own self-study course. That's when you can teach them, use content that shows them how to do what you do, right? That would be for your more passive income type stuff. But if you want clients, teach them how to leverage what you do. So we're going to keep things simple today, as I promised, and we're going to start with three most effective, I believe, are three most effective content pieces. And these are great ones to focus on. They'll be the core of your content marketing. And if you'll make them it'll be evergreen content that will rarely have to be updated, but all you're going to do is drive traffic to these things. So your first and most important effective content piece is the opt-in plus offer formula. So what you're going to do is you're going to come up with, and I'm sure many of you have this in place, but you might need to work on the follow-up or something like this a little bit more so it's changing your subscribers into customers. So you have a free report perhaps, or some tool or some kind of valuable thing that gets your customer to complete this first step, the opt-in, right? So that they come onto your list. And now you have a way to talk to your potential clients. So once they opt in, they're going to end up on your thank you page, which should immediately have some type of promotion. If you're looking for clients, then a way for them to contact you. Perhaps it's a special you're having or a package deal that will be very relevant to the opt-in they did. So if you taught them something specific in a report and you have a package deal to make it to do the work for them, put that on your thank you page, the download link of whatever you offered free, but make sure there is a way for them to know instantly and right away about your offer. So many people they'll see it and they'll pass by it. Some will maybe click through and some might buy, but you've put it in front of them at least once, so now they see it. It should also be, they receive a thank you email, right? So you'll say, thank you for subscribing to my list. Here's your download. Make sure you repeat that offer again so they see it again. Some people might not read the thank you page, but they'll read the thank you email or vice versa. You want this to be in front of them as many times as possible, because I don't even know the stat. They say like people have to see an offer a certain number of times before they're ready to buy. It should also be in your download files. So if you are offering a report, that offer should be in there. My recommendation is you put a little introduction to your report and you briefly introduce that offer so they're aware of it, and then say, okay, and I'm going to teach you how to do this. So you're going to teach them how to leverage what you might do for them, the content of the report, and then you end with information on what they should do next. And what they should do next is hire you, order your package, whatever it happens to be. And then you also have follow-up emails. So in the case of your very specific download, if you have a very specific offer, do an automated follow-up. Maybe 5 to 7 emails where you're giving them more information, maybe reviewing some of the stuff that's in the report, but you're always bringing up that package deal, whatever it happens to be. You want to keep that in their mind and giving them more reasons to want to be part of that. So I would avoid, if you have a very specific opt-in offer that is perfect for one of your paid offers, don't just put them onto, often when we put them on our list, we just send out broadcasts that have nothing to do with, they more broadly have to do with your topic. Do a very specific follow-up series and get them onto your client or customer list. And then when that series is over, you can move them over to your regular, I hope this isn't too technical, I'm assuming as virtual assistants that many of you probably have a lot of this. And I'm sure that Tanya also has some great resources on setting up autoresponders and things like that in her membership as well. But the basic thing I want you, because we're not talking technology in this presentation, but you want so many points to remind them of your offer. Always try to come up with new reasons for them to sign up, different benefits of using your service, give them different ways, when I talked about showing them how to leverage your services, give them different ways they could use it, what you're going to do for them. And if you guys wanted to brainstorm anything after in the Q&A session, we can talk about like how you can give them those points. Now let's talk about the number 2 effective content piece. The get more if you opt in blog post. This is one of my favorites, and it has a very big opt-in rate, but it also has a lot of sharing qualities to it. So like say, in the last thing I said, you have an opt-in page, you have one page dedicated to getting people to sign up for your list. You say, okay, if you sign up, you're going to get this report and you're going to learn this. People don't tend to share those because there isn't any meaty content in it, right? So people will opt in readily and it's a very effective marketing tool. But this one I'm going to show you in a second is a very great way to get a lot of traffic, getting other people to promote it from you. For you. I might have said, did I say from you? I don't know. So this is just a tiny little screenshot of a tutorial. It's a content marketing tutorial, of course, at our Elite Writers Lab. And this is just the top of the you don't see the title at the top, and there's a little bit more stuff up there. But basically, it's a 9-part tutorial in one blog post, one big, huge, information-packed blog post. I mean, it could be a report, and we probably do have it as a report somewhere else. We reuse and repurpose our content all the time. So I tell them what it covers. And it's a long page, right? So, and it's a lot for anybody to do in one sitting. So we tell them what we're going to have, and then I say there's a lot to cover, so let's dig in. I give them the option to take the tutorial to go. So they will be able to opt in and get the tutorial, but we also give them an extra thing they won't get. In this case, it's our Elite Writers Lab content planning worksheet. So there's an extra download for them to get if they opt in. So they can't, by just reading the page, they don't get the full benefit. And again, like I said, we drive a lot of traffic to these pages, and people opt in at a really high rate because there's too much information and there's that extra goodie. Any worksheets, checklists, things like that, little downloadables, printables. People love those. Just give them something a little extra. So you can make lots of these, right? And you can make lots of opt-ins too. I said it's your content marketing, piece number 1 and number 2, and this is number 2. But you can do multiples of each. To start with, just do 1 of each, right? But then you want to build on that as you continue. So keep it simple to start, but the more of this you can create, the more places you have your potential clients to enter into your follow-up series. Gina, is this done with a plugin? No, this is just a regular blog post we use Aweber as our autoresponder, and that's the opt-in form. So I may have used a plugin to make the opt-in form look pretty. I don't think it is the Aweber out of the box ones, but I honestly don't remember. There's lots of plugins that can help you make pretty opt-ins. And so on this one, see, there's 9 parts. I'm pointing at my screen like you guys can see me, but there's 9 parts to this tutorial. And after each part, we put this little opt-in form to remind them, hey, getting tired. I don't say that, right? But I'm thinking getting tired, want to take this to go and get our worksheet as well, right? So there's many opportunities as they go down the page to sign up and go. And then they're automatically put into a follow-up series, which promotes our membership in this case. All right. So let's talk about the number 3 effective content piece. This one is also quite effective, and I put it number 3 because it's probably less likely to turn into an immediate customer or a subscriber, as the first one was the most effective. Your opt-in rate will be the highest, the next one. And this one, you're obviously going to do a lot of these as well. Even your tutorial that we just talked about, that 9-part tutorial, could become 9 blog posts. Don't worry about having the same content in different places, because your clients and potential clients are going to come in from different areas, and they'll get that bite-sized information wherever they can get it. So the what to do next blog post looks something like this. This is the bottom of the post. So there's I don't remember exactly what this post was, but it was something to do with becoming a writer for pay. And then at the end, we always say something like, here it says, do this next if you want to write for a living. Or I might say what to do next if you want to write for a living. That's why I called it the what to do next blog post. I use this all the time, and it's very effective because it has a nice big headline that draws the eye in. It gives your reader a plan, right? So they read this, they learn something. Now what do? Tell them what to do. You might make a little list of things they might do and then tell them to opt in to get something, a checklist or something like that. In this case, we have a video that shows them the 5 obstacles that keep most writers from earning a full-time living from their skills, right? It says, if you ever procrastinate, doubt your skills, or just aren't sure how you can get started, this is for you. To receive instant access, just enter your first name and primary email address below. So, and we'll also be happy to share even more resources to help you write for a living. So kind of give them an idea that we'll be following up with them. So it gives them something to do. A lot of us will have an opt-in form at the bottom of our page, which is great, but try to tie it into something, into the content, so they know it's their next step. And it's amazing how when you just tell people what to do, even though sometimes people resist, it's amazing how often they'll just do what you tell them to. So don't be shy about being direct and telling them what to do. Sign up for your list, get a consultation from you, whatever it happens to be, whatever you want them to do, buy a product. All right. So those are the three, and I don't see any questions. So and I'm happy to talk about them after, help you brainstorm maybe different things that you could do for yourself. So as you'll note, these three sensitive mouse. As you'll note, these three most effective content pieces are designed to get contact info and grow your list, because that's ultimately what you want to do with your content marketing. So this is the beginning. A lot of people start with social media, and yes, it's important because you want to build your audience, and social media sometimes is the easiest place to start growing that audience. But social media in itself isn't going to grow your client or customer base. It's having very focused offers like what we just talked about that is going to help you do that. So we'll talk about growing traffic and using social media in a bit, but it's the second part. You want to have these three most effective content pieces in place first. You don't have to have all three to start. You could have just that opt-in and get started, right? And then, start with one of each of these and, explore and see what works, and then keep building on that as you continue to grow your audience and traffic. So like I said, we want to focus on getting your contact info. I don't know, I've got content on my mind, and grow your list. So, you could send them directly to your services page, right? Or a package from all of these. But I think it's important to be able to follow up. So you really want to be able to do that, have a great offer that they're really going to want to have. And then you have the opportunity to hit them in so many different places, right? On your thank you page, on your thank you email, on your follow-up emails. It's much better that way. You could also not do opt-ins. That way you could even do a contact form where you give a free consultation or whatever it happens to be. But I would actually, try to get them on that list, because you want to do those automated follow-ups. They're much easier for you to filter through a lot of the clients who may, a lot of people, if you'll be spending a lot of time talking to people, but if you can get them on this follow-up list first and then start to introduce your services, it's much more low maintenance for you. And you can do a lot of volume, right? Because you can have thousands of people on your list, and you don't have to contact them until they're ready to work for you and with you. And you can also promote other products and services, whether they're your products or you work as an affiliate where you get a commission for recommending other things. Having that list, that automated list that you follow up with, and then maybe you broadcast emails to, is priceless. So focus on that. Growing that list. It's very important, and it's an asset that will serve you throughout your business. And I just covered what I wanted to say. So you can follow up directly or through your automated process. I personally, it depends too. Maybe you have a very high ticket item, thousands of dollars, and maybe phone calls are what's important for your business. You use your judgment. But otherwise, do it through an automated process. And I just totally talked my slides. But a good thing to remember, realize this list has tremendous value beyond clients and becomes an income generator for you. Like I said, it's an asset where you can continue to sell and promote other things, because not everyone's going to hire you. Very small percentage are going to hire you, but more people will buy products that you recommend that help, whether it's courses, tools, software. As a virtual assistant, you have so many opportunities to promote so many different types of products that help people manage their business, improve their marketing. There's so many things that you can promote to them. So now that we have our most effective content pieces ready, we're gonna drive traffic. And I will tell you that I am not a traffic expert. I used to be great at it when I met Tanya, which was probably in 2004, when search engine optimization was so ridiculously easy. I had a site that got 100,000 visitors a month with just by putting up content and not even really trying, like just consistently doing content. That was the hard work, but the optimization part of it was super easy. So those days are gone. And I'm not a traffic expert. But what I'm good at is getting, and I've shown you what I'm good at, is that you're getting people onto your list, you're following up with them, and making more people become your clients or customers. A lot of people focus on the traffic and they don't have that plan. They don't have a plan to get people on the list, or if they do, they don't really have a plan on what to do with that list. If you have that plan, you don't need tons of traffic. I don't get tons of traffic, but I have lots of customers because the subscribers that I ended up with end up being my customer. A lot of them end up being my customer through that effective process, those 3 most effective content pieces. So to get traffic, what are you going to do? And you want to drive traffic to those three things: the opt-in, the what to do next, and the opt-in for more, or opt-in to take the tutorial with you. Those ones. That's what you're going to focus on. And not every time you post to social media are you going to put a link, because that's not an effective way to leverage social media. But that's going to be your plan, is traffic is going to go to those things, and then you're going to follow up. So you want to go where your potential clients are and be consistent. You don't have to do everything. So if you can't manage Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, I don't know. I can't even remember all the different social networks. You don't have to be on all of them. Don't. Do what you can. So if that means, I think we have a lot of tools now where it makes it easier. Tools like Buffer or Hootsuite makes it easier to schedule cross-platform, but you also need to learn what works on those different platforms. So if you have a few there, you can easily reuse your content all the time. So it is an idea to do them all, but if you're diluting your results, work on one, grow your audience there. Then when you're ready to move on to another like social media site, you have all that content that you put on the first site. You can now reuse it and repurpose it for the next site. And if I may too, also is keep an inventory of all your content. So all your opt-in, all those 3 main effective content marketing pieces, I keep a spreadsheet of that stuff. So I'll have all my opt-in offers and links to them in a spreadsheet in one tab, right? So all the opt-in, the reports or whatever people are going to opt into. And I will keep track of when and where I shared them so that I can share them again at another time. And that way you don't lose track of everything, because it's easy to start, building and you have all these blog posts and everything, and you don't really know what you have or when you've shared it or where you've shared it. So it's worth taking that extra time. And as virtual assistants, I'm guessing you guys are pretty organized, and it's something to make. I lost track because I was reading the question. I don't know what I was saying, so let's just forget that. But anyways, so the next tab of your spreadsheet could be all your opt-in to get the tutorial plus gift posts, and then you're going to keep saying track where you shared it, where that post is, and then all your what to do next blog posts. Keep track of them all so that you're always reusing and always driving traffic to them. All right. I'm going to answer this question because I think it's a great one, and I know we do have lots of time, and there's a bit more I want to share on traffic, but it's a perfect one. But why Deidre asks, why do you need a funnel or landing page? Why can't you just use your website? Well, your website, let's say they go to your main page, which will probably say what you do and things like that. Most people that go to your website aren't going to do anything. They're going to look and they're going to leave. even if you have an opt-in form on the side or something like that, if you don't have a focused page designed to get their contact information, you're wasting most of that visit. People aren't going to buy your services on the first, some people are, but most people aren't going to buy your services on the first visit, but you can entice them with something free so that they leave you their contact information and you continue to follow up. I don't drive traffic to my main page of my site from anywhere. That might still be a useful thing to do in search engine optimization. Like I said, I'm no longer involved with that, but that would never be your main focus. You wouldn't focus your marketing. You might focus your SEO on getting some traffic to your main or links to your main page, but you want to drive them to the very, very focused pages. And Donna's asking why we need to build a list, the importance of having one. So let's kind of review that. In case I went fast too, is that first, because someone visits, they're not likely to buy anything from you or, even visit again. So the importance of the list is have a way to follow up. The importance of a list is having an asset. It's an extremely valuable asset. In my business, it is the most important asset that I have, because email is such a commercial medium. People are used to getting commercial messages. If you're focused on your Facebook page and think that's going to give you all the clients you need, people don't go to social media. I mean, they do buy stuff, but it's not the same. When it's email, it's a much easier way to talk about buying as opposed to entertaining or informing and things like that. And you could do both with that, but email is a list that you own as well. Your social media following could disappear at any moment. And even though a lot of people, and I think we're going to have to maybe adjust in years to come because a lot of young people don't use email. But at this point, there's no end in sight to that. A lot of young people don't even use Facebook, right? So a lot of the stuff we're doing over time will change, but there's no rush for that right now. Email is still going to be your most effective tool. I can't remember stats offhand, but just how much the return on investment, as they call it, from email is just so high. For the amount of money or time you spend, it's a asset that every online business should have. And for you as a virtual assistant, where you're doing lots of services, time-consuming services, where you're only getting paid when you do work, this is an opportunity for you to get more passive income, where you're promoting products and getting a commission, or you're creating even your own courses and things where you make it once and people just keep buying it and you keep making money. So if you just have your clients on a list, that's a small list. But if you have a subscriber list, that can be thousands, tens of thousands, honestly, hundreds of thousands of people that you can tap into instead of, a few hundred clients you might have over time. All right, so here are a few potential traffic sources, and this is not exhaustive at all, right? There are always, people want to know where to get the traffic, but obvious, and this will all be very obvious to you, I think, too. But it's a good reminder, and it's a good little checklist of when you think I don't know what to do today or what to do to drive traffic. Well, you go to 3 of these and you do something. So you always have something to do. You already have those effective content marketing pieces in place. So that's already doing the work for you. All you have to do is drive traffic to those to get those new clients and customers. So we've got social media, any platform you can think of. LinkedIn, I think, is a great one for people doing business-to-business services like you are. It's not my area of expertise, but it is something that you will learn with your specific audience and how to leverage that. Instagram is a huge one for very high engagement rates, and it's actually quite easy to build a following there still compared to a lot of the other ones, but who knows? It may not be your most effective platform. You got to learn what would be. YouTube, obviously, making videos, whether it's you talking on videos, it's slideshows, whatever it happens to be. Affiliates. So I talked about how you could be an affiliate for a company, which means you'd get a special referral link. And if you refer a sale, you will get a commission. Well, you can run your own affiliate program. I think if you're just doing straight services, paying paid hourly, it's a little trickier. You could offer a finder's fee. That's what we did at our ghostwriting business. I can't remember how much we offered, but we gave some cash for new clients. But as a service provider, if you have package deals, like how I said, like maybe you have a package that includes a specific project that you'll do for somebody, and they pay a one-time fee, you could offer a commission based on that. If you create your own courses or have other products for sale, even easier for you to have an affiliate program and have affiliates driving traffic to you so you make those sales, because you can offer, when it's a product, a downloadable product, for example, you can offer a much more competitive, higher commission because it's not labor intensive. Services are a little trickier, right? Because you want to make sure you're being paid well for your time. You can do interviews. So this could be podcasts. You could do webinars with people, or do presentations like this, right? On events like this. More blog posts, always do them. Webinars, I guess I included interviews and webinars together. Books, if you have a book, like you can share those free things you have, that opt-in offer or the tutorials, drive traffic from your books. I'm not saying go write a book if you haven't already written one and it's not your goal, because I don't think that's the best use of your time. But if you already have books that you've created, books can also easily be created over time too. If you've been marketing for a long time and you have tons of content out there in your autoresponder, on your blog, that could possibly be repurposed into a book. And your existing subscribers are also a great traffic source, right? So once you're growing that mailing list and you make a new tutorial, send them there, because then they'll be reminded of, maybe it's a special package offer you have or something when they opt in to get the worksheet or whatever it happens to be. Subscribers are a great traffic source too. That's another benefit about having a list, right? All right. So again, this is not something you have to do all at once or every single day, but it's kind of a little list of things that you could work on each day. And it doesn't, so you're going to take the time to do your 3 effective content marketing pieces. Those are going to get done. That's going to take most of your time. And then this is maintenance, doing a little bit every single day to drive traffic. And over time that will build too, right? So one thing I'd like to recommend in your content, because you don't want it to be like, I'm making it sound easy that you can drive traffic. You still want to grab their attention. And one of the greatest ways to do that is to tap into people's emotions. And when you're a service provider, sometimes our content can be a little bit dry, right? Like we're not thinking of that, but think about your clients. They have a lot of pain, like they're trying to run their businesses. They can't seem to get it done. Anything you can do when any content piece you create, whether it's the traffic driving one or your 3 most effective content marketing pieces, if you can tap into that pain, but also show them that there's a solution, right? And the solution is to hire you or to read that tutorial or to opt in for your report. We're not going to leave them in pain, but show that you understand them, right? So people think, oh, that's kind of mean to tap into their pain and make them feel something, but it shows it's a point of understanding them, right? The more your clients can understand you, the more they're going to trust you and they're going to want to work with you. I get this comment actually from a lot of people a lot, and you maybe had it too when you create content or email your list or something. But people often tell me, they're like, it's like you're reading my mind, and I just really needed this right now, right? And it's because I tap into emotions and I not just give information. Anybody can give information, but when you can connect, making them laugh is good too. If you're not naturally a humorous person, then maybe that's not how you're going to connect. But anytime you can get them, like you see a lot of people like, because I'm in the writing market, there's a lot of, sites like Grammarly, or there's other very popular writer Facebook pages, and they have other, I notice them on Facebook more, but they're also obviously on other social media platforms. They post a lot of jokes and things. They kind of mix up their marketing, but it gets people to laugh, and they share this content, and it's a good thing too. And when you are using platforms like Facebook or Instagram, you don't want to constantly be telling people to go opt into something, right? You have to mix that up. All right. Anger. Yeah, if they could be angry about something or something topical. I don't have anything off the top of my head for a virtual assistant, but maybe we could talk about that after a bit. One of you will think about, something that makes your clients angry that you could tap into, which is also a source of pain. Inspire them, motivate them. That could be quotes or things like that. A lot of people, it's amazing to me. I was never a quotes person, but I realized let that go, because people absolutely love quotes. They share them, they are affected by them, and anything you can do, and it doesn't just have to be quotes. It can be you inspiring and motivating your audience with your own, advice and things like that. Tap into those emotions with your content as much as possible. Don't be boring. And I think as a business-to-business service provider, we often tend to be boring. So work on that. I see a few questions, and I think these so far that we see, I think could be done afterwards, but I do see them and they will not be forgotten. All right. So now you want to make it easy for yourself. You can hire someone, a virtual assistant, even though she is someone people outsource to. I firmly believe virtual assistants should be outsourcing as well, because you do so many things. Because you are taking on a lot of work in other people's businesses, some of your stuff falls by the wayside. You can use things like private label rights content. Tanya mentioned in my bio there that we shorten it to PLR. I make content packages where it's sort of like stock photos, actually, really, where I put the content together to be a report. It would be perfect for an opt-in, right? It would be a great way to make opt-ins. I create reports. My customers come and buy them for a low price. They get a private label license. That means they can brand, edit, and publish it and monetize it however they'd like, but they pay less than if they were to hire like a ghostwriter or something like that, because I sell it over and over again. So I know a lot of you probably are familiar with that, but I know that not everybody is. But it's a great way, a cost-effective way. So if hiring someone per hour or per piece is a lot, consider things like private label rights content to create your content marketing plan. Make sure you're doing things cross-platform. So I said take it easy, don't go too crazy and go on every social media site if you can't keep up with it. But that doesn't mean that, so even if you start with one, like I said, you can go back later, all that content you've posted to Facebook, and now you're ready for a new platform, Instagram or something. Now you might need more visual content if it's Instagram, but you'll be able to use that library of content that you've already created and hopefully you have kept track of in a spreadsheet to make it easy. But you can always, even if you don't do that, you can still find all your posts that you made on Facebook and reuse and repurpose them. Which is the next point, is repurposing stuff. I do this all the time, not just posting things in different places, but repurposing it, right? So if I have a report, I can break that up into blog posts. So say I have a report, which could be that 9-part content marketing tutorial, and I have it as a big report people opt in for. Then I put it on that opt in to take the tutorial to go. I can put it on a web page. Then I can break it up into 9 different blog posts with the what to do next. Then I could even break it down further, find some little snippets and use that on different social media platforms. Like, keep using this content. It's good information. You can, add different examples or create interest, tap into emotions in different ways that you use it. It should be used over and over again. Honestly, and emails that you send your list to, I reuse mine all the time. I'll go back a few years and say I'm going on vacation and I've got like a week of emails I want to schedule real quick. I'll go back a couple of years because a lot of our content is evergreen. I really try to focus on that. Some of it's not, but I skip over that. And I will resend those emails. Your subscribers are not going to remember if they were on the list. They may not have opened the email that time. They may not remember it. Or if they do, it's often a great reminder of something, or you can add something a little extra, something extra to think about, an example, a story about yourself, something to reuse it. So you are always going to be making new content, but use what you've got. If you can always go live, just go in your Facebook page and do a live video on Instagram, and then you have content. If you love talking, I don't enjoy it that much myself. So this is a rare thing that I will do, but I still do it. And then that content, I have a student who can break it up into little snippets for me. And then I've got a bunch of little videos I can share later. They could also be transcribed, turned into blog posts, so many different things that you can do. Just don't be redoing everything or doing a new thing all the time. Use what you've got. So to make it a little bit easier, I want to give you the 3 A's of constant traffic flow. So if you're posting to social media, that's not a constant traffic flow. You have to keep doing it to keep getting those results, right? Social media has a short time span where things are effective. You can reuse it, but that's an active thing you have to do. So 3 ways to get constant traffic flow is your autoresponder, right? So those follow-up series that you're going to make, those continue to work for you because they're already done. Someone subscribes to the list, they're going to get all those emails. Advertising as well, like if it's Facebook or Instagram, if you can explore that and learn how to use the advertising platforms and you find an ad that works well for you to grow your list or to whatever you're promoting, that's something you can just keep doing over and over again. And the great thing about advertising on social media platforms is these sites are so sophisticated that over time, the ad becomes more and more effective and cheaper because the site knows who the best people to respond to your ads are, right? So it's definitely a long-term strategy. So even if you have a few duds and you throw it a few bucks, it's worth learning so you can continue to drive that traffic to your effective content marketing pieces. And then the third is affiliates. Again, if you've got a great affiliate program that has lots of tools that your affiliates can promote and you're good at making it simple for them to copy and paste stuff, they're going to keep promoting you. And these, really affiliates is my number one source of traffic, autoresponders as well. And I'm learning the advertising as well and starting, I've got quite a few ads out there that help me grow my following, help me grow my list. I haven't not yet perfected the ads to sell products, but that's something else that I'm going to learn. And it's, worthwhile because once you hit that one, like I said, it becomes more and more effective over time. So that's it for me, and I know we have some questions here. If you guys are interested, I know there is we did give you some free client acquisition templates. They should be in your your account that got set up for you by being part of this event. There's just fill in the blank stuff to help you follow up with potential clients, new clients, try to get new referrals, to get repeat business, all kinds of stuff like that. I think you'll find those very useful. If you want to connect with me, you'll find me lots of places, but one of my favorite places to connect with like-minded entrepreneurs and with a focus on content marketing is my Publish for Prosperity Facebook group. So you could find me by going to Publish for Prosperity with Alice Seba on Facebook, or you can see the link on the screen there, which is publishprosper.com/group. So it'd be great to have you join us, and we can continue discussing that too beyond our Q&A here.
Awesome, Alice. This was so good. I'm a member of her group, so I put the link there in the chat area. So do go join up, and thanks so much for sharing some of this content stuff with us. I know some of us were like, I don't even write or anything,
yes.
That type of thing. Maybe you can talk a little bit about PLR, and I've given them some of your links to your PLR too as well.
Exactly. And I think the best source for, virtual assistants and anyone who's doing business to business services would be our List Magnet site, because we focus on marketing topics. So like I said, it's packages of content. And what we actually usually do is we might have a report. This is a basic package, would be a report, checklist, worksheet. And we also do the opt-in page for you that I was talking about. So the very focused page that gets them to opt in. But realize that opt-in page is generic. You want to add your own you want to add your picture, like make it more personal to make it a more effective opt-in page. But we give you all the basics where you can just go from there. And then you could take that report, and all you do is add the introduction about yourself at the beginning, recommend your service or your package, whatever it is you want to promote there. And then at the end of the report, you're going to put another, what to do next, and tell them what they should go buy and subscribe to. It is a great time saver. I use PLR all the time myself. I am a writer, but I don't enjoy, I don't do any of the writing for my their customers. I don't make the content packages. That would not be a good use of my time. But using PLR or hiring writers is definitely a good use of my time, because then I go in and I do the marketing stuff. Make that content effective is my job.
Yeah, so content is so important to your marketing. For me, I can't stand writing, but that's why I would hire a copywriter maybe to do 4 articles for me that I can repurpose into a dozen different things, right? Yeah. Or PLR. I mean, I use a lot of PLR, even just for the headings and ideas, and then you reword it yourself or put it into your own words, but it kind of gets you focused. But you can use it verbatim too.
Oh yeah, I usually do. And what I'll do is personalize it, add examples and, add stuff like that instead of trying to rewrite the whole thing. It seems like a lot of work to me. But also at our Publish for Prosperity site, how I was talking about the quotes, we do a lot of graphics that are inspirational and motivational quotes that might be useful for a business audience as well. And you can find them lots of places, not just at my site. I think you have lots of links to potential private label rights providers that can give everybody great tools to put together all the stuff that I've been talking about.
Yes, but you're my favorite.
Well, of course.
But there's PLR out there. It depends, thinking of it from a client aspect. If your client's into health and fitness, or if they're into other things like cooking, Instant Pot or something, there's PLR out there for all that kind of stuff too, right?
Yeah.
So everything, you don't ever have to learn how to write again, because you've got PLR, or you can hire a writer if you wanted.
Absolutely. And it doesn't have to be written. If you like talking, talk your content out. It could be transcribed. It probably needs editing after the transcription, because most of us, at least especially me, I do not speak in proper full sentences. But it is a way for you to get it done, right?
Yeah, and someone mentioned that in the chat area here earlier, that just to do that. And yeah, I had a whole webinar that I lost all my notes to one time and just sent it off to this chat thing, and it cost me a few bucks to get it done. So
yeah. So Julia was asking, is it okay if I look at the question?
yeah, go ahead and do those if you want.
She was asking, what autoresponder do you recommend if you also want to promote other products? I think almost anyone. The only thing I've heard was Mail. I don't even think it's totally true, but MailChimp, that sometimes they frown on. Or I don't know if you mean your own product or you mean if you mean affiliate products, but I think almost any autoresponder will do the job. You might just need another tools in place, shopping carts, in order, if that's what you're asking, how do people order it? You'll need different types of software, and I'm guessing you probably have resources on stuff like that, right? Shopping carts and
Yeah, we do. Everybody has their own love of a different autoresponder.
I know, and it's like for me, when people ask me about tools, I'm like, a lot of people really geek out and they get into it. I'm like, just more about doing effective marketing, and I'm like almost don't care sometimes about the platform. But I do, and sometimes it takes a little while before you find what you want to. So and whatever, it does the job.
Seja, PLR is private label rights, and I gave you a link there explaining, I think it's even Alice's video from before about VA or PLR. So you can go watch that video to learn more about private label rights and how you can use that. But it's just copy that you can use and put your name on it. Right, Alice? I don't know. You give a good definition of that better than me.
So say that last part again.
What's PLR? Just give him or her
content. I mean, what you really have to do is when you purchase it from someone, you will get a license information. You need to read what you will be able to do. For my content, what you're able to do is you're able to edit it how you want. You can add your products. You can brand it, like do basically change it in any sort of way you want. And then you may publish it to grow your business. You can't, what you can't do with mine is pass it on to your clients or use it in your, actually, there's an exception. One of my template site, you actually can use it in your client work. But generally speaking, if your client needs content, they'll need to buy a license. You can't just have 20 of your clients, buy one report and then 20 of your clients use it. It's for you to use only. That is a restriction on most PLR.
And to really confuse you more, no, I'm going to say if your client wants it, you sign up as an affiliate for Alice, and then you can make money off of it when they buy it through your link. So
you download and you put it to work for them and you get paid again.
Mm-hmm. So.
Okay, and I'm looking at Danny's question, and it says, should you only offer CTA, which is a call to action, in the funnel page, or are other ads products good for traffic and sales? I'm not quite sure I understand.
I don't know if Danny's back in the crowd. There's like 140 people in the crowd there. So,
whoa.
I know. If you're in here, Danny, please.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what you mean by a funnel page, just to make sure we're clear on that, or what you mean by, like, anything is good for traffic and sales. So I'm not quite sure exactly.
I wonder if they're thinking, like, with the landing page, maybe just have a landing page and just have your call to action on it, no other ads and products and stuff.
Oh, maybe. I totally wasn't reading it that way. But yeah, like, be focused as much as you can. That's why I said don't send traffic to your main page of your site, because that tends to be a page where you kind of present the visitor with a bunch of stuff. If you want them to opt into your list, that's the only thing you're going to focus on that page. If you want them to buy your product or your service package, or ask you for more information about your services, that's all you're going to put on that page. I'll leave that question, or actually I'm going to put down that we answered it, but if Danny wants to clarify, then we'll answer again. Read with a cuppa asks, is a resource library still a valid opt-in? Sure, but you have to think about, put yourself in the mind of your potential subscriber. Have you explained how this resource library is going to be very valuable to them? A resource library might be a good thing, but if there's no real specific benefit or a reason they'd really want to get access to it right now, then it's probably not a very effective opt-in. But if it helps them solve a problem, just like your report, so if your report teaches them how to get traffic to something, right? Or they're having, or to solve problems with their sales process or something like that. You're giving them some specific information. So you want it to try to make it urgent for them, tap into those emotions, that pain, that struggle, those kinds of things. So in that case, if it does that, anything can be a valid opt-in. In fact, you can even just send them to a blog post. So your what to do next blog post could be an opt-in. You're just going to say, I'm going to teach you how to do this. They opt in, they end up on that page it's a short blog post and it has a what to do next. That can be your opt-in. Okay.
Good answer, Alice. You're rocking this.
So Karen says, hi, Alice. Thanks for the presentation. My question is, if someone buys PLR content and they make small changes to personalize for their business and say 20 others use the same content, would it show up in a search if someone put it in a plagiarism checker? And second question, would there be any effect on SEO? Yeah, if people are posting the same content, it's not a plagiarism checker. I think maybe don't put your mindset into that, because nobody's plagiarizing anything, and I don't know who would be checking. But yes, you're going to be using the same content that other people are using. And would there be any effect on SEO? Overall, no, because your SEO is page by page. So if you have a site that is, one site that has only PLR content, and then you have another site where you use the same PLR content, then that might be a problem for search engines. But if you're using a combination of original content and doing your own content, then, Google is ranking your specific page, not your site as a whole. I mean, yes, there are other things that could penalize your site as a whole, but it's never been a worry for me. And at the height of my search engine days and now either, I have never worried about it. I'm more concerned about delivering good content to my audience. What has worked well for optimizing content is changing the title and choosing a different keyword phrase, right? So if everybody publishes an article on how to take your dog for a walk, and the title is how to take your dog for a walk, and the article seems to be optimized for that phrase, and everyone publishes it as is, only one site is probably, if any, one page is going to rank for that. But if you just change the title and do different things, you could start to target different phrases. That's always been an effective thing. But we have so many ways to drive traffic now that I would never let a search engine dictate how I'm going to publish content. My clients and my customers dictate what I'm going to publish. All right, Rachel asks, how does content on a VA website where someone is primarily marketing a service different from content that's produced on a B2C or other B2B websites? If you tell me, she wants to know, how could you provide some more examples on how to teach clients to leverage what you do instead of teaching them how to do it? I can do that, but I want to know what you guys do. If anyone wants to throw something out in the chat or something like that, Tanya, if you're watching the chat, then we can look at examples of that.
I'm not seeing anything right yet.
Okay, but the difference depends what your customers will need. Depends what service you're offering. You want to do the type of content that is going to serve your client base the best. So it depends what what you do for them.
Like this one creates shipping and customs documents. Wow, that's...
So
that was read with a cuppa.
And custom stuff. So you create the documents, and I don't know. Obviously, I don't know much about shipping and customs, but there's other things that they need to know that goes beyond your service. So once they've gotten you to create the documents, what's the next step? What are mistakes that they should avoid when they're submitting this documentation? Giving them that advice, or telling them why it's not maybe it's not the best idea to do it on their own, what mistakes people make, what they leave out, what you do better than other people, things like that. Right. I hope that's useful. Like it always depends on exactly what you're doing, and start thinking about that, putting yourself in the mind of your customer and client. What problems do they have? What do they need to do? What do they need to know before they hire you? Also, and I said leverage what you were, but also before they hire you, what do they need to know? What do they need to know after they hire you and they have your product, or I'm calling it a product, but the finished product of your services, right? You want to think about that. Kathy's asking question about purchase PLR. How much of it should be modified in order to prevent Google from punishing us? I wouldn't bother. And if it's been a little while since I looked at the Google, the webmaster guidelines, but the wording was always about sites. So people used to make these sites with the same content over and over again. So say it was a lawyer site. They would make a site for lawyer Atlanta, lawyer Vancouver, lawyer New York City, and they would use the same thing. They would swap out the keywords. That's what Google doesn't like. Google doesn't care if you have, look at the news sites, look at all kinds of sites. There's syndicated content everywhere. Those sites aren't being punished for sharing good and useful content. Again, if it's all over the place and everyone's targeting the same keyword phrase, maybe it won't rank, but you're not getting punished. And if you're repurposing it again, who cares? Because we're using so many different ways to sound flippant, but we're using so many different ways to drive traffic. Social media, it's YouTube, it's all kinds of places. Google is obviously, it's important, but you can survive without it. It's also great to have, but if you just do a natural thing that helps your audience, I doubt you're going to get punished for anything.
Hey, Pinterest is the new Google.
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry so much about SEO. I'm not even in the business of SEO anymore because I figure it's dead. Dead. I don't want to get into it.
It's super competitive. It changes, and it's too hard to keep up with. Like there's so many other ways to drive traffic. And again, like I said, I'm teaching you methods that, yes, more traffic you have, the better, but you don't need lots of traffic. You're creating an effective plan that's going to get those people from subscriber to client or customer quickly.
Yeah, engagement.
That's your goal. You don't need huge amounts of traffic.
So true. And just getting them engaged with you. And if they love your newsletter or whatever it is you're doing, your blog or anything, they're going to follow you, and one day they will hire you. Yeah.
Melody says she missed the first few minutes. What was the name of your #1 effective content marketing piece? That is just the opt-in report or whatever gift. I mean, I said you could make it a blog post if you want. Anything you're going to give them that's valuable, usually to solve a problem, those kinds of things. And then you're going to follow up with them. You give them the slides because it showed the little funnel there, right? Of how it works.
Yeah, and Kathy, you say reason for the concern was what Carolyn said today. It was talking about something else. We can talk about that after, Kathy, but totally different kind of thing. That was content that was copywritten.
Yeah, like if you're hiring a writer or something, then you might want to be checking. But and yes, true. You have to know, like if you're getting recommendations from Tanya on where to buy PLR content, you know it's good content. If you're doing a Google search for PLR content and you go to some obscure site, then you may need to do some more research to make sure that you're buying from a reputable provider. But generally speaking, in our online community, we know what the good ones are. So you can always find someone who can tell you if they're up on the up and up in your Facebook group, right? That you could even ask.
More reason for you guys to all upgrade and be VA insiders and group. Sorry, that was a little plug for me.
Of course, I was trying to do it for you too.
Thanks, my dear.
All right, I think we did cover all the questions are in the Q&A. Yeah,
awesome questions. Alice, thanks for taking time out today and answering all these questions. Content is your, I wish I could write like you. I wish you. I love all the content stuff that you can do, and I'm envious of it, but you made it today, make it feel like, well, I can do it. So thank you for that.
I'm glad to hear it. And you'd be surprised at, even though a lot of the work I do is writing, you'd be surprised at how little of the content writing I do. I'm using PLR, hiring writers. And as you get this, effective content marketing set up, you will have those steady stream of clients and product purchases as well that you'll be able to afford to hire more and more. So you may not be able to right out of the gate, but if you leverage that income that you get, then you can build on it from there.
Wise words. My takeaway is repurposing. Guys, you just have to have one great article and you can repurpose it into so many different things.
Yeah.
So yeah, go back and watch that part of it in the video. But thank you so much, Alice. I see the sun is really shining now here. It is on your side of the city too. You get a bit more sun than we do, I think. But thanks so much for sharing with us. Guys, you can check out Alice's. I'm going to put all Alice's links, because she's my buddy, into the chat area and into that resource page that we have set up for you. So you'll be able to get a hold of all her PLR and stuff like that. Okay, guys? And thanks so much, Alice.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
I'm just going to stop the recordings, guys, and then I will be right with you. Just a second. Next, we got, wasn't Alice awesome? She knows her content. Follow Alice. I encourage you guys to go sign up to her list and follow her. If you want to learn how to write, if you want to learn how to market, start following these speakers. Get on their newsletters. I'm on everybody. I don't read everybody's newsletter. Just because it comes in my email box doesn't mean I read it. But when I want to go read it, they're sitting there and I can go read a couple of emails, or I'll watch how Alice is marketing something and I'll learn something from her, or basically I'll just learn something from her content writing, right? So if you want to learn how to do something, follow those people that are doing it already. It's the best way to learn. And I don't know about you guys, but I put my emails that come in, don't come into my main box, so it doesn't disturb me. They go into a subscribe box. Then I can go and read them when I want to. Or if I don't want to read them that day, I can click select all and delete them. Okay, I know people get all freaked out about too much email and stuff like that, but that's how I've learned over the years, is by signing up to email lists and learning how people are marketing. And marketing is something you can learn in your business and you need to learn. Our next speaker is going to be Mark, and I'm pretty excited about that. Mark Hunter, he is our web developer, our WordPress expert. He's the guy we all go to when we need help with WordPress. and he'll be on in 45 minutes. And I'm excited to hear from him. Sorry, I just got a text message, and someone paid twice for VA Insiders. So whoever it was, we will refund that one, okay? So don't worry. We saw it come through. It's great to see you guys signing up to VA Insiders. I promise you, you will love it. I don't know how many we got on board here. There's 106 people here. If you guys want ever to see the inside of the VA Insiders, I can show it to you in a quick instant here. I've been showing it, but there's different people on at different times. So let me see if I can pull it up here quick enough to show you guys what's on the inside a little bit, because it's kind of nice to actually see what you're upgrading to, or as someone said, leveled up. I love the leveled up. And Melissa, I saw you came in, and I'm really thrilled that you came in to VA Insiders. Yeah, I'm excited for that. And it is a special rate right now, guys. If you went and bought it separately, it would be $333 for the year. But you guys are getting it for $297. And basically that gets you into this event, plus the swag bag, plus the challenges, plus the recordings and everything. All right. The other thing is too, if you do win, I am giving away one of the VA Insiders for one of the top points for our VAS challenge. If you win that and you've already bought it, I'll refund you. Okay. So don't worry. Because I know there's jobs coming in the job board. Danielle's just posted a couple just in the last day, and you might want to get applying to them. And let me just go in here. There is a little video too that Danielle did for the VA Insiders to show you a walk around. So I think I've sent it out in emails to you, but it might, I don't know, Danielle, if you have that handy too, if they just want to, I'll send it out in the email again tonight, just so you have that. Let me just go into the vault here and show you what's going on. Easier said than done, because I have so many windows. Oh, I'm not sharing my page anyways. Okay, I got to share. My servers crashed last week. Did you guys notice that? My bandwidth went way over. Go boom. That was kind of fun. But my server's been a bit slow today too. I actually don't know if it's just the Mark, this is a question for you. I don't know if it's just our Divi. But we've been having, I think there's a conflict with the plugin in our Divi because it's acting up really slow. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to find the thing so I can show you the recording. I'm hoping I'm even in the room still. Yes, there we go. Share screen. Okay, I am sharing my screen now. Can you guys see the inside? Mark and Marie and Melissa now, they're all VA Insiders. Kathy, I think you used to be in the VA Insiders too. I'm not sure. But here's the inside. And we typically have group coaching every other week. I'm trying to make it every other week. As long as you guys are going to show up, I'm going to host it. And we come into a room like this and we just work through our challenges. And whatever's going on in your business is what we talk about and work through. And you can lurk if you want, but I encourage you to participate because that's how you get a lot of this stuff solved and getting those first clients and stuff like that. We've got a great job board that has some high quality jobs in there. And Danielle, see that? See this ad that's coming up here? I don't know where that's coming from. So I did email Envision Power Board to see and get rid of it. There's 2 new jobs that have come in, data entry and associate virtual assistant. Those are pretty generalist jobs, but you can kind of see what there are. We tend to screen our people that are putting the jobs up here. So basically, we might only get 25, 30 of them a month, but they're decent jobs, and probably 1 to 2 to 3 people will apply for them. So there's not a lot of competition, and they're usually over $20, $25 an hour up to whatever. Okay, so great job board. There's also a private area where you can talk about whatever you want to talk about. And I'm sorry I haven't been in here for our new VA insiders that have just joined, but I'm back. So I'll get in there and chatting. I just haven't had time yet. And back to we've got our training tracks here, and there's different training tracks, trying to add 1 a month here. Mark, our web guy, he's got a training track in here too. He's got, is this it? New WordPress basics, so you can learn how to do WordPress. There's our Mark. He's got some modules in here on how to do it all and how to get working with it. So that's kind of cool. Lots of great tracks in there. One that's standing out for me right now is I should do one for PLR. I could very easily do one. I'm going to write that down, teaching you guys PLR, because it's what Alice was talking about. There's great ways you can use PLR in your business. Affiliate marketing, a nice residual way of making some extra money on your business. And I have a bunch of training on that. But the one I was thinking of right now was the RFPs. Where is that? Oh, responding to RFPs. Okay, if you want to know how to respond, we've got some training in there on that. Couple of videos, how not to reply to an RFP by Kathy Kaliakovo. A lot of the videos that are in VAVs will come into some of these trainings because they are just awesome. It's great to learn something from me, but I'm not the be all know all or whatever it is. That was a Tanya truism right there. But there's lots of other people that are really good at teaching you this, and I've had them on speak with us and stuff, so I'll throw their videos in here as well to some of the trainings. But some great tracks that you can check out. And then we've got the vault, the template vault. And a lot of our VA insiders also share theirs in here too as well. So if you've got one in your VA insider and you're using it a lot and want to share with your peeps, please let me know and send it off to me, and I'll put your little logo on the bottom of it so that they knew it came from you or whatever. But we've got a lot of, over 15 years, I've collected a lot of different worksheets, templates, and different things. And that's what's in the vault here for you. Plus, there's lots of perks. You'll get discounts on other people's products. I know almost everyone in the industry, in the VA industry, have been around for too many years, but not enough years yet. So I've got programs here from lots of different people. Lisa Wells, she's speaking with us, Craig Cannings, and different things. And I've got discounts on their programs too on the inside for you. So well worth, I think the group coaching is worth the most here, is to be able to every other week have a group of people that are doing the same thing as you, that you can come in and get your rah-rahs, your pats on the back, or, deal with some of the challenges you are having and getting through them and setting some goals and being accountable. Accountability is important in this business. And the reason that is because, well, I'm accountable. I've got 2 coaches. All right. I think everybody should have a coach. Let me let you listen to what my coach said to me today. Okay, here she is. This is Kelly McCausey. She's going to be the last one speaking, but she is such a raw person. But I have usually 300 registrants for this. Ever since I've got a coach, I now have 2,200. Okay, so
morning, Tanya. Happy Monday. Happy Virtual Assistant Virtuosos Summit Fun Day. Woohoo! I know what you're thinking about and working on, and it's going to be awesome.
So my point is, she's my woohooer. And I also have Nicole Dean, and she's another coach for me. Plus, I go to the Beachpreneurs every year. I spend a lot of money on coaching, but think about it. Ever since I started getting a coach, like I'm going to tell you, I've quadrupled my money just on this event alone. All right. And you can too. Sometimes it's good to have the accountability, to have that person throwing some different ideas out onto your counter there so that you can try different things. And I don't care what level you're at in your VA business, everyone can use that type of coaching. And I'm not saying I'm the perfect coach for you. Everybody has to find their fit, but I know a lot of virtual assistant coaches that are out there that can help you if I'm not your fit. So just talk to me, say, I'm never offended if I'm not your fit, right? I don't know if they convince you to think bigger possibilities. I like the coaches that, just tell me, here, this is what you need to do. Have you tried this yet? I love that type of coaching, more than the ones that are making me try to figure it out myself. Like I haven't figured it out in 15 years, whatever it is I'm doing, right? So I don't want a coach that will do that. I want a coach that tells me, hey, you know what, you got to do this, this, and this. And that's probably more of the type of coaching I do. I've been in the business long enough to know what works and what doesn't work as a virtual assistant. And I know a lot of you might have been scowling at, I don't want to create a list. I don't want to do stuff like that because I'm a virtual assistant. Well, you know what? Most of your clients will come from your list. The list is your best business builder out there, and you don't have to sell to them. You never have to sell a thing to your list, ever. You don't have to be a salesperson. You just got to give them some valuable content that keep them on your list so that the day comes when they need a VA, they'll remember, hey, I was on Kathy. Kathy sends me these great tips all the time. And she's always giving me this tip on how to change my Gmail address. Kathy, I don't know if you shared that or not. I saw that up there, but I was onto something else. But, she's always giving great tips. And that's why they would stay on her list, right? It's not because she's selling. Every once in a while, it doesn't hurt to sell. I mean, put a sale on for your services. Maybe a Christmas sale when times are low, when you don't have a lot of clients and you can work a little bit cheaper or give a discount. Anniversary sale, exactly. Anyhow, I was showing you the inside. The inside's a lot of fun. I encourage you guys to level up. I love that. Who was that said it? I thought I wrote it down, but anyways. If you get a chance to get on the inside, I'd love to have you there. And that's it. We've got half an hour here before Mark speaks. So I'm going to put up this screen for right now. Let's see, we're on this day. And Mark's going to be talking about how to create your client attracting website. And I still say we are virtual. We should have a website. You'll hear lots of people say, lots of other trainers, pop-up trainers usually will tell you this. No, I'm just teasing. A lot of trainers will say you don't need a website. I thoroughly feel like you do. It's your home. It's your main stability. It's the thing that when you see that someone else has a website, first of all, you think, hey, they're really into business. You know, this must be a true business. And, you know, it's like my brother. He doesn't have a website. But if he ever had a website, I'd think, oh my gosh, what business is he in? Right? So I think it's important to have a website, and they aren't very hard to do. And Mark is going to convince you too how important it will be to have one. I mean, years ago, it was so hard with having to learn. Someone was giggling about my Dreamweaver there. Yeah, I still use it once in a while just to do the code aspect of things for my emails or something. But yeah, it's not hard anymore. We've got WordPress I prefer WordPress. I know there's lots of free programs out there like Wix and I don't know, what is it? Square One or something, I don't know. But I prefer WordPress because you are in full control of it. And, you know, with Wix, they charge you another $15 if you want to put a PayPal button on and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. My old rubber stamp website, Danielle, do I have to show people stuff like that? She giggles about that. I had a website back in 96. That was such a hard one to make. And now I can put up a WordPress site in like 2 hours, I'm done. And I'll show you my first website. And this was when I sold, I can't seem to get this screen smaller. This is when I sold, I've kept this site up only because it makes me see how far I've come. But I used to sell, before I got into virtual assistants, I had a hobby and I taught people how to, I did rubber stamping, which is what you would call nowadays, what is it called now? Something else that they do. Boss from the past from Karen. Yeah, see, but I did this with, it's modified February 27th, 1997. And it wasn't a GeoCities. I actually had my own domain, which was like out of the ordinary. But yeah, that was the background. And yeah, it was kind of crazy. Remember I was saying the old under construction signs we used to have? It's hilarious. I love going back here and looking at this and seeing what's, but I sold rubber stamps and markers and pens and all that kind of stuff. And I guess that's what I knew when someone was buying a rubber stamp off of me for $45, or the rubber stamp was $57. And the shipping to get it to them was $45. And I thought, heck, if someone wants this, there's got to be money online to pay that much for shipping. And I guess that's what scrapbooking, that's the name. Yes, people nowadays call it scrapbooking, but I used to teach, I had classes where I went and taught people how to make cards out of rubber stamps. That was like 97, that's so long ago, but I'd have these little old ladies come into my house and they were all 65 or older and they come to their stamp classes and stuff. But yeah, that was years ago. Ode to Rubber. There's a picture of me. I don't know if I can zoom in on that one. Maybe I can save image as. Didn't even know that image was still up there. I'm gonna see what it looks like. Oh, it's still small anyways. But it was back when I had Farrah Fawcett hair. Anyways, that was my store. In the bottom of my house, I had all my rubber stamps in there. And I was thin as a rake back then. What happened? Oh, don't say I look like Danielle. She'll have a bird. But yeah, that was years ago with rubber stamps. And I don't even have a rubber stamp here anymore in the house, I don't think. Because I got send out cards. I got lazy and I started doing send out cards. Is it in storage, Danielle? Well, I didn't know if it went to storage or if it went to a school or something or other. I've got a little bit, like I've got, now that the grandkids are here, I kind of wish I had some of it again. But I do have a lot of the paper because we're always making cards for your brother, for their daddy. Yeah, the scary thing is I look like my mom did. I'm starting to look like her. I'm starting to get my jowls on the side. That's scaring me. Deborah, that's funny. Yeah, they used to tease me. I looked like, they used to call me Farrah. That was when I was young. But yeah, I've been online for a long time, marketing online, that's for sure. Melissa, what were you doing looking at pictures of your mom? Yeah, it's funny how amazing. I used to always be told I looked like my dad growing up, and it was like, who looks like their dad, right? But everybody said, oh, you look like a Sutherland, you look like your dad. And finally, when I got to be about 40 years old, everybody started saying I was looking like my mom, and I didn't want to look like my mom because my dad looked like he was 30 years old at 75, and my mom looked like she was 90 at 75. So I didn't want to look like mom anymore. But yeah, it's funny. I might have been a little popular in school. Actually, I had the same boyfriend all through high school. Same boyfriend. And then the last year of high school, I started going out with Danielle's dad. But if I had lots of boyfriends, I wish it might have been fun, but I never knew about it because I had the same guy all the time through high school. It's funny, Karen, my parents are both gone now. They just passed in the last couple of years really quickly on me. But my brother or even my aunts, like I'll call them now because I feel like I should be calling them all the time now because mom's not around to do it. Not my brother, but my aunts and stuff. And they'll go, oh, you just gave me a heart attack. I just thought it was Sandra on the phone. You know, they think it's my mom's voice on the phone. Because I'll go, guess who? Not thinking they'll think it's Tanya. They think it's my mom. I don't think so either, Danielle, but everybody else does that talks to me. Yeah, I have so many aunts in their 90s. It's crazy. My aunts look so, I hope I take after some of my aunts because I'm telling you, they are young looking. I'm just trying to find my Sutherland group. But I hope I take after all my aunts because they are so young looking. Like this is, well, that's my cousin, But this one, she's 96. Like, oh my goodness. Like, I hope I can look that young. Like, she's just has such a young look and stuff. It's amazing for that old. I don't even know if I want to live that long. But, and then I've got, I think she's actually 94. She's my younger aunt. But, yeah, I've got some aunts that definitely are old, but they don't look old. Trying to find Aunt Dorothy. But anyways, I try and keep up with them and talk to them. Yeah. Okay, here's my aunt. She's the one that's 96, but look at her. Like, how old does she look? She looks like she's 65. Even not even that old. And she's 96 or 97 this year. So I'm hoping I take after them. Please. But I've got quite a few aunts. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 left still that are all up in their 90s. Dad had 9 sisters and he was the only boy. Are you excited to speak, Mark? I should move you up. I haven't moved you up yet. Should I tell you? We had 179 in our last webinar, Mark. I won't tell you. You guys can't see the attendees or nothing? That's odd. I guess you can't. Danielle and I are researching it a bit. That's one thing we can't do. You'll only see if there's an attendee if they type, I guess. Like you see.
It's because it's a webinar platform.
Okay, so that's too bad because I kind of like the networking part, but can you guys see the names of when you're seeing the chat area? Like I see from Kathy Anderson. Can you guys see that, or do you just see chat? Or do you even see a chat? Only if they talk, right? So if you want to be seen in here, guys, you got to talk, because then Kathy, can you send a message to that person once they've talked or no? Deborah says, I don't see your name, but you can see others' names.